Hi, fellow traders. Hope everybody had a great day today. I had another short day. Yesterday was a short day. We were at the tail end of that so-called winter storm. Everybody got snow. We got cold, freezing rain, and a lot of it that just made it really nasty. But my internet was just as slow as it's ever been yesterday, and didn't get really didn't get to do much. So had a kind of a short day yesterday. Had a short day today. I had a meeting this morning and missed the open, missed a solid trade. If it was right there in front of us, I couldn't trade it because I knew I had to walk out the door within like 5 minutes. So it was crazy, but a lot of you guys caught it. That was awesome. And we'll take a peek at it here in a minute. But don't forget tomorrow, free live day trading webinar. Starts right here on YouTube at 8:30. Going through my process, taking you through it, how I find stocks to trade, how I vet them, what I do to set up, how I prepare for the morning, the open, and take you through the strategies that I use, in the morning. So it'd have been great if we'd done it today because we had the perfect textbook trade. But and the reason why I stream live every day is because I want everybody to see trading very rarely is perfect. This is a very imperfect profession. And what we have to do is make the best of every situation that we're given. And so, that's what we do every day. That's what I try to share with you every day. But this morning, it was just very, very beautiful. All right, so tomorrow, I'm starting my 12 days before Christmas sale, just like I did last year. I don't do it the 12 days after. I do it the 12 days before. So if your significant other wants to buy you a Christmas present, and this is, you want to spend a year trading with me, you can get this as a Christmas present. But, next year, it's all about how to make a living day trading. We've talked for the last 2 years. We've gone over growing a small account. We've gone over and over and over. And there's enough stuff there to help anybody grow their small account. Plus, I'm not, walking away from that either. I'm here to help you guys who are still trying to grow. But we're going to do the same thing I did in 2015. Start January with $5,000 and flip it every month. I know 2015 was an incredible year. That everything I did is well documented. At that time, I was uploading all of my trades to Profitly. That's what I was using at the time. I was doing my blog, so everything is documented as to what I did, how I did it, everything I went through. But the beautiful thing about it is, in 2015, I was a long bias trader 99.9% of the time. Now, I'm a short bias trader 99.9% of the time. So, it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be interesting. But all of the principles are things that you need to have in place before you can come in trying to make a living day trading. Even if it's a part-time deal. You got to have things in place. That's what we're going to be going over. We're kicking it off tomorrow in our Wednesday education webinar that we have in the after the market closes. We're going to be talking about some stuff there, really kicking it off. But the classes, the full tilt classes will start in the first week in January. That's what we're focusing on. how to make a living day trading. You know, it's not as easy as people think. There's a lot of things that you can miss. You know, after my first year, I missed some stuff, and Uncle Sam, you know, reminded me, and it wasn't pretty. So there's some things that you got to think about, that you got to put in place. Some professionals that you're going to have to get hooked up with in your local community. So we're going to be dealing with all of that going forward. But I only have so many spots that I can put people in. So once I run out of space, the sale's going to go away. I don't know. It may last all 12 days. I don't know. But I can only have so many people in the room before I get charged more. I'm not going to put more in there. So there is a limit to how many people I can have in there. So if I fill up, you're going to see this disappear. But 12 days before Christmas, only $2.99. The regular price is $5.99. You get a year subscription, access to all of the classes. We have the live classes and webinars after the market is over. You know, when we have them, they're right there. Every Sunday morning, I'm doing a market strategy and watch list session for the week. So we talk about what we're going to be doing and looking for that week coming up. You have access to everything. So don't miss out on it. All right, so today, let's talk about yesterday, because I didn't get to do a recap yesterday. You can see yesterday, this is the ascending support we were looking at this weekend. This is what we're looking at, how this held. Yesterday, we dipped below it, and I thought we were gone. But we aggressively got bought back up. And I'm like, whoa, you know, what's going on here? You know, we opened below this, sold off, and then aggressively got bought back up over it. Today, we opened with a gap. We had actually gapped up. Opened here, tried to push up, sold off most of the day, and then kind of closed the day, you know, on an uptick. And, you know, but it's like every time we got below this, we got aggressively bought back up. You know, really aggressive. And it's crazy. Like this day here, this was a solid red candle. It dipped below here, got aggressively bought back up. You know, here we opened here, we sold off, and we kind of aggressively got bought back up and closed over this. So this seems to be really significant. And it's being respected. Somebody's buying this up. Or market makers, or, you know, big money guys, they're buying this up. They're not letting the market go. And, you know, obviously for me, I'll make a ton more money if it goes. But it's just kind of hanging on, and I just have to be patient and wait. So we'll see tomorrow where we open. You know, I tend to look at this all night. I'll look at it before I go to bed. I'll wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning, go to the bathroom or something. I'll pull it up on my phone to see where the SPY is. You know, where is it trading? You know, I just keep up with it just to see, you know, what's happening overnight, so I can try to get an edge the next day. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. This week is going to really be interesting, because either we're going to start making this big move back up and test this level here again, or this area here, or we're going to crack this support and potentially make a 52-week low, you know, which is in through here. So anxious to see what's going to happen with this. Today, this is the one. DSW was the one we had on watch this morning. Beautiful. This was on earnings. It made this run up, but then we had this real nice sell candle at the open, sold under all of the moving averages, and put in a 5-minute open range low. You can see we had the 50, the 100, and then the 200. 3 solid profit targets. It doesn't get any better than this. So, you get in on the break of the 5-minute open range low. One target, second target, and here was the final target. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that or any easier. So this doesn't happen every day. This they set up. A lot of times they may bounce at the first level, or they may start and then turn around and blow you out of the water. You don't know. That's why we trade them every day, and we treat each trade differently, and we just read the price action. We look for clues in the price action that's going to tell us what may happen next or what's likely to happen next. So I don't care so much about the actual indicators or the moving averages or anything. I watch the price action to see how they react around each of these levels or each of these indicators. And if they show me that there's some activity there, that there's some volatility, I'm going to take notice. If it blows through it like this and it's like it wasn't even there, then I'm not going to give it any respect at that point. So it's all about reading price action for me. But, several guys caught this. Congrats to you guys. You really nailed. I mean, this was as beautiful as it can get, in terms of a 5-minute opening range breakdown. So yesterday, this is not, I'm missing one trade from here, but it was practically a scratch trade. I actually only made $195.18. That's what it ended up being. But I wanted to show you this because this was the actual, trades that I took, the actual execution. So I would rather show you this than something at the end. You can see I got stopped out here, waited for the pullback, caught it on this bounce. Well, really the SPY, I'm watching the SPY, and you can see today, I'm on this TVIX chart. From now on, I'm not going to have any of these indicators anywhere. I know they tend to follow them, but I'm looking at the E-mini futures on my Thinkorswim chart or the SPY on my DOS chart. I'm sharing the SPY for you guys because DOS, I don't pay to get the futures. I don't trade futures, so doesn't really mean anything to me. But I use my Thinkorswim to show me that. And that gives me a good direction on where the market's going. Another thing that I've noticed lately is that Apple pretty much is a precursor to the SPY. It'll start putting negative ticks if we're coming down, positive ticks if we're going up. So I've been kind of timing my TVIX trades a little bit off of Apple as well. So it's been working pretty decent. But that was yesterday. Wasn't really a clean day. Today, as I said, I missed a morning. So I didn't catch this big run up. Had I been here, I might have been able to catch some of this. I know it was a little choppy, but I really believe I would have been able to catch some of this move. But here, I got in coming out of lunch. We made a little move up, but we couldn't break this high. Ended up pulling back, and my stop was just below this low. Now, if I was in my larger account, I would have given it more room. It would have been I might have used this as my stop, or I might have used red to green. If we went red on the day and locked it in, I probably would have taken it off. But I had to stop out, because if you look at yesterday's chart, the way the SPY aggressively got bought up, TVIX tanked very aggressively. And had I sat there and held this, waiting for this move, I might have got blown up. So you got to respect your stop. Even though it just dipped down here and then turned around and ran, you can always get back in. Of course, I've got to dig myself out of this hole I made. But, I ended the day green. I only made $66.71, but that's green. It's not negative. And I did make a solid trade. This is about as good a trade as you can make once you top, this thing topped out, the SPY bottomed, and, the rest is history. So 2 pretty slow days, pretty relatively slow start to the week. But until this market figures out what it's going to do, this is what we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have some trades like DSW. Unfortunately, we're on the backside of earnings. We're only going to have maybe 2 or 3 stocks we're watching, which really helps us in terms of being able to get into one that's actually moving. So, this is a little bit slow for me for December, but I can understand because of what's going on in the, in our economy, with the trade wars. The trade war is just one thing. I mean, there's several things, and we talked about them on this Sunday morning, but until we get a direction, either we're going to continue and we're going to put in a bear market, or, we're going to bounce and just trade sideways for a while until this market figures out what it's going to do. But for me, I'm looking for, I want to see it tank. I want to make a ton of money before the end of the year. And I can do that if the market tanks. But, we'll have to sit back, wait, and be ready to take advantage of any opportunity that we get. So don't forget, you guys, we've got our free webinar tomorrow. Really, it's just you coming in, you're watching, you get to see exactly what I do. You learn what I'm doing, how I find the stocks, the strategy that I trade in the morning. So we'll be looking to see if we can get some good stocks to trade tomorrow. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I'll see you first thing in the morning.